So in yesterday class already we had a discussion about what is website and types of websites. And if you want to build the static website, what are the programming languages you require? So all these things we applied now. So now today we are going to discuss what is the use of UI developer and what are the programming languages we have to know. We'll discuss here step by step here. So whenever if you are work with like a UI developer, you have to know the programming languages like HTML and at the same time CSS, JavaScript, JQuery, and at the same time Bootstrap, and we have to know the web hostings also. Like yesterday concepts, we have to know. So along with this one, we have to use the React.js. So what is the use of React.js and how we are going to work with that? We'll discuss here step by step here. So if you are taking any web application, that web application is completely like a two ways we have here. One is single page application, we can call it as a SPAS, single page application. And second one is multi-page application we have to. So here the web applications are two types. One is single page application and second one is multi-page application. So yesterday we discussed only the website only. No, what is meant by web application? Web application in the sense always it is interact to the DB. Always it is interact to the database. DB stands for database. Whenever if you are work with any real-time application, so first what we have to do, we can just do the registration. No? So why you are doing here registration? So just we are going to work with the registration first step. Why you are going to work with the registration here? Whenever if you want to log in, it is asking your username and password. If you want to log in like a username and password, first you have to register. If you are entering some data, that data internally will store into your database. For example, if you are considering like a Gmail, in the Gmail, while creating any account also, it is asking your first name, last name, and also like a complete address, phone number, and a reference email ID is also, everything it is asking. Whatever you are entering information, that information completely it is connected to the database, it will store into that database. So that is called web application. Always it is interact to the DB, and we are going to perform here CRUD operations. What is meant by CRUD stands for create, read, update, and delete. In yesterday, if you are observing dynamic website we applied now. In dynamic website, you can post something, you can edit also, you can delete also now. Here, see here. You can create something, nothing but you can post something. You can read whatever the news you have, you can read that news, and after that you can update that news and you can delete that news also. Here yesterday, whatever dynamic web page we applied, that dynamic web page only we can call it as a web application. Understood now? What is meant by web application? Web application always it is interact to the DB, nothing but database. So why we are going to interact to the database in the sense, if you want to work with the dynamic features, example registration. After registration, you are going to log in. It is checking you enter correct username and password or not. If you are enter correct username and password, you will get the access. Otherwise, it is showing invalid username and password. Now, see here, I will show you here with the example. Now I'm going to open here admin panel. It is asking username and password. Now I'm going to enter here some wrong username and some wrong password I'm entering. If I click on that login, see here, invalid login and password we are getting here. So why you are getting that one? Why? Because we did here completely wrong information. That is the reason. In case if I'm adding here correct information, directly we are getting here the dashboard. So how it is checking whether you are continuing with the valid credentials or not. So it is completely connected to my database through the database only. You are going to get that one, whether you are a valid user or invalid user. Like that you are going to. Understood now what is web application? This web application we have here two types. One is single page application and second one is multi-page application. First we have to focus on here multi-page application, then we'll move to the single page application. So what is meant by multi-page application? If I'm giving any request, we will get some response. If I'm giving any request, we will get the response. While getting the response, entire web page it will be reloading. Entire web page or web application it will be reloading. What is meant by request and responses? We'll discuss here. See here, if I'm click on this one, that is my request. Based on that request, you are getting something here, that is response. So if you are observing, if I'm opening here google.com, this is also my request. We are getting google.com website is the response you are getting here. So if I'm giving some request, we are getting some response. While getting the response, the entire application is reloading or not, you can observe. Now I'm going to click on this one. See here, it is reloading. And again, I'm going to click on another option. Again here, reloading. That means if I'm click on anywhere also, what happened here? Completely it is reloading. So whenever it is taking some time to load your request, what happened? We'll discuss here. So now see here, if I'm giving the request, we are getting some response. While getting the response, the entire web application is reloading. So in case it is taking some time to load that one, what we are facing any issue here. So here we are facing completely performance issues. Performance issues we are facing. We'll take one example and I will tell you with the example. For example, results websites. If you are observing in the results website, so it is asking like a hall ticket number. We are going to enter here hall ticket number. After entering that hall ticket number, we are going to click on the button get results. We are going to click on the button. If I'm click on the button, we are expecting immediate results, right? But what happened? We are getting session out, like timeout error, server down. These kind of errors we are getting. Why you are getting that kind of errors? So at a time, like a n number of students, they are giving their hall ticket numbers. That means their request they given. So every time you are getting that reloading. So for each and every request, it is taking some time to load your response. So that is the reason we are facing here that kind of issues. Understood now? So what is meant by multi-page application? If I'm giving any request, we will get the response. While getting that response, completely the web application is reloading. So like a single user, you can observe here. Here I'm using as a single user only. If I'm click on that one, it is reloading and we are getting some immediate responses here. Again, I'm going to click on that one. Again, you are getting immediate response only. In case same application like 10 members are using at the time, you will get some little bit slow. In case same application 100 members are using at the time, again it will be little bit slow only if you are using 1000 members. So that is some time taking process only. Why? Because 1000 members are using in the sense, so 1000 requests you are giving, you will get the 1000 responses. While getting the 1000 responses, 1000 times your application is reloading. So whenever it is taking like a reloading one time, so it will take like 2 minutes or 2 seconds or 3 seconds also. In case it is 1000 seconds, so that means user unable to get the immediate responses now. So that is the reason we are facing here performance issues. So what is meant by single page application? If you are observing here, here also I'm going to give the request, we will get the response. While getting the response, it is not reloading. It is not reloading. I will show you with the example, just you can observe here. Now I'm going to open here another website. You can just observe here. Similar to this website, I'm opening another website. If you are observing, here also we have the navigation. See here, whenever we are click on this one, we are getting some response. Here also, if I'm click on this one, we are getting some another response. While getting the response, it is reloading or not, you can just check once. Now see here, it is not reloading. So that is the reason we are getting immediate responses here. So that is called single page application. If you are giving any request, we will get the response. While getting the response, it is not reloading. So whenever it is not reloading in the sense, so we can increase the site performance. So here we are not facing any performance issues. If you are build any single page application, we are not getting that kind of error. So like a session out, server down, that kind of errors we are not facing in the single page application. So in olden days, completely, so we are going to build the multi-page applications only, but nowadays all are built the completely single page applications. Whatever the old applications we have, that old applications only we are going to convert into single page applications. Understood now? What is meant by single page application? If you are giving any request, you will get the response. 100% you will get the response. But while getting the response, you are not going to wait any time. Immediate responses you will get. That is called single page application. If you are go through the multi-page application, if you are giving any request, we will get the response. While getting the response, user has to wait. Why? Because completely it is reloading every time. That is the difference between single page and multi-page applications. If you want to build this multi-page application, you can use any programming language also. If I'm using HTML website also, that static website also, every time it is reloading only. Now we can observe here. So yesterday already I showed how to work with the static, all these things now. So if I'm click on this one, see here, it is reloading or not, you can observe here. If I'm click on every time, the application is reloading only now. That means user has to wait. So if you are using HTML language, or if you are using PHP, or if you are using Python, or if you are using .NET or Java, so completely that is multi-page applications only. In case these multi-page applications, if you want to convert into single page, at the time, what are the programmings you have to know? You can use either React.js or AngularJS or Vue.js. You can use here. So React as well as so Angular or Vue.js, any one programming language. So you have to know. If you know the React, you can easily build a single page application. If you know the React also, you can easily build. Otherwise, Vue.js also. If you know this one, you can easily build a single page application. Understood now? So what is a web application and types of web application? If you want to build a single page, what are the programming language you require? And if you want to build a multi-page, what are the programming language you require? Up to now, everything is clear. Now I want to build a single page application here. If I want to build a single page application, we have here React.js as well as AngularJS, and we have to work with the Vue.js. If you are observing here, all are related to the JS only. JS is nothing but JavaScript. So React.js, AngularJS, Vue.js, all are related to the JS only. In yesterday already we had a discussion about the JavaScript, everything. So if you know the JavaScript, you are able to learn this React.js or AngularJS or Vue.js. If you don't know anything about JavaScript, we are unable to understand anything here. So here we have three programming languages, now different things we have. Vue.js is recently introduced, like one year back, 1.5 year back only it is introduced. So nowadays all are not using this one. Only some of the companies are using that Vue.js. If you learn the Vue.js, so there is less competition, less jobs also. So if you know anything like React.js or AngularJS, you will get like a good packages, and so competition also we have, and good packages also we will get here. So we'll discuss what is the difference between React and Angular, and which one is so good for our career also. We'll discuss here step by step. So we have here both are related to the JS only, React.js as well as AngularJS. So React.js is a completely JS library. It is a JavaScript library. So what is meant by library? If we are considering regular meaning of library in the sense, so we have a number of documents like books we have, we can read that and we can utilize that information now. Here also same thing. It is a JS library in the sense, internally we have some functions. You can just utilize that functions and you can easily implement your application. So it is a JS library, JavaScript library. Internally we have a number of functions. So just you can use that packages and you can implement easily. So your application, that means you can build easily your application with the help of React.js. Why? Because it is a library. And this is a JS framework. It is a JavaScript framework. What is meant by framework? In the framework also we have set of inbuilt features. You can utilize that features and you can build that application. So this is library. Here also internally we have something, you can use it. And this is the framework. Internal properties we have. You can just use that properties and you can build that application. So that is the first difference. So JS library, JS framework. And it is officially maintained by the Facebook company. Actually, we are using regularly Facebook application now. So actually, Facebook company introduced one new programming language to build the Facebook application, that is React.js. So React.js is the only introduced for the Facebook application initially, but after that they did like a open source. Open source in the sense anyone can use that application and they can build their own applications also. You can use the React.js programming to build your own application. So this is officially maintained by the FB, Facebook company, officially maintained by the So, and we have the products. So React products, regularly we are using WhatsApp now. That WhatsApp is completely React based only. And at the same time, we are using Instagram also. That Instagram also completely React based only. And almost so 95% of the e-commerce dashboards, e-commerce websites we have now. Every time if you are observing the new products they are going to post, and some of the times they are going to reduce the prices also. How they are going to do all this activity? We have some dashboard. Through the dashboard, they are going to do any kind of changes also. That kind of dashboards we are going to build with the help of React.js. Understood now? React.js is a JS library and officially maintained the Facebook company. So the React products are WhatsApp, Instagram, and almost 95% of the e-commerce dashboards built with the help of React.js. And coming to the Angular, this is a framework now, officially maintained by the Google company, like Google products. If you are observing Gmail is completely Angular based only. Google My Business, Google Maps, Google Ads, Google Search Consoles, like complete Google products are so built with the help of AngularJS only. Netflix also AngularJS only. Like different kind of single page applications, so built with the help of AngularJS. Both are completely single page only, but this is Google product, that is a Facebook product, and here Gmail, Google My Business, Google Maps, complete Google related products, everything built with the help of so single page application, that is Angular. Clear now? So that point also clear. So current version of the Angular is 14th version. Current version of the Angular is 14th version. Current version here, 18th version here. So if you are using Angular, so every 6 months, 100% new version they are going to introduce. So already 2 months back, they introduced the 14th version. So next 4 months, they're going to introduce that new version, that is 15. 100% every 6 months. In 1 year, 2 times they're going to introduce some new version, that is mandatory. So, but if you are observing here React, there is no fixed period. So maybe it will be like a year. So 1 month or 1 year or 2 years also, there is no fixed period here. So maximum like after 8 months, after 9 months only, they are going to implement some new features. That new features also they are going to add in the old only. Why? Because it is a library. Library in the sense, old one it will be executed, new one also it will be executed. But here not like that. If you are using the Angular, so if you are using like a 14th version also, current version is 14. But if you want to build any real-time application, so you are going to use like a 12th version only. Why? Because that is a standard version. So you are unable to use the 14th version. If you are using 14th version, some of the properties or some of the functionalities are working and some of the functionalities are not working. So always they are going to take the stable versions only. 12th version is the stable version. So some of the companies still they are using 10th version only. So we are saying to the client, so we are using latest version only, but internally we are working with the old versions only. So that is a small difference between so React.js and AngularJS. So I'm going to revise one more time, just you can observe. It is JS library, officially maintained by the Facebook company. The Facebook products like WhatsApp and Instagram also built with the help of React only. 95% of the e-commerce websites built with the help of React only. And the current version is 18.2.4 we are using. You can make it as 18th version. And here we are working with the so Angular, whenever if you are taking the Angular, it is JS framework, officially maintained by the Google company. The latest version we have 14. Every 6 months they are going to introduce some new version. So, but if you are work with any new version, all the functionalities are not working here. If you want to learn the React.js or AngularJS, what are the prerequisites? So the UI technologies, SDA concepts like HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, jQuery, that is common. So along with we have to go to the ECMAScript, ES6, ECMAScript, ES7, ES8, like that we have. ES stands for ECMAScript. Actually, yesterday we applied JavaScript now. This JavaScript is stopped in the year 2015. After that, they implemented a number of new features. So they name it as a ECMAScript. So 2016, 6 stands for 2016, ES6, ES7, ES8. So in the ECMAScript, they implemented a number of new features that all features we are going to use in our React application. In case if we are moved to the AngularJS, so you have to know the UI technologies. Along with you have to know one more thing, that is TypeScript, TypeScript. We have to know the TypeScript also. If you know the TypeScript, you can easily build a single page application by using AngularJS. So that is the small difference between single page application and multi-page application. Clear now? So if you know any one single page application like Angular or React or Vue.js also, if you know, your profile should be like a UI developer. So if you are using like a React.js, so there is no problem. You can easily understood all this language, all these programming concepts, and here there is no fixed period to upgrade yourself. So in case they are adding some new feature, so that is add-on feature only. The old version also it is working, right? So if you are using Angular JS, every 6 months a developer has to upgrade their self. Why? Because they are going to add a number of new features. You have to upgrade yourself. So compulsory every 6 months. But here there is no fixed period now. That means it will take some time also, like 8 months or 1 year or 1.5 year also. That means here no need to go through the every time. So the updates here. So that is a small difference between these two things. So you can choose anything also, Angular or React also, no problem. So coding wise, while learning this Angular JS, it is very easy to learn. While implementation of that one, so that is also easy only, but every 6 months you have to upgrade. So this, if you are moved to the React JS, while learning it is little bit difficult, but in the future also you will get like a good career, as well as there is no need to upgrade. If you want to upgrade also little bit only, not completely change here. So that is the reason all are taking like a React JS. If you know Angular JS, that is also fine, but just we have to upgrade. While learning, that is very easy compared to React JS. React JS is a little bit difficult. So, but if you are spending some time to learn this React JS, in future you are not going to learn anything. So you will get the complete thing here. So if you know any programming, your profile should be like a UI developer. So this UI developer duty is they can build the single page application only. They are not going to concentrate on the multi-page application. For example, I'm joining as a UI developer. So I have like a 4 years or 5 years experience in this one. Then next step, what is the next step? So if you are getting like a 4 or 5 years experience, then you can go to the back end. So up to now, we are focused on only the front end only. UI developer only, they can do the front end only. They can build the static website or single page application only they can create. They are unable to do the backend connectivity. So what is meant by backend? So backend in the sense, always we have to interact with the database here. If you are work with any application also, first we have to register and you have to log in. After login, so if you are observing e-commerce website only, we are creating some account and we are login. After login, so we have to order some product. Whenever if you are ordering your product, so you will get the complete track record also. Where is that product? Current live records you will get. And after receive the product also, you will get the notification your cart. Sorry, in my orders we have now. In our orders, you will get the so-and-so product you purchased on so-and-so date. The product is delivered. So that means if I'm checking my Flipkart or Amazon my orders, I will get like a 2 years back orders also, 5 years back orders also. I will get complete orders. So from where you are getting these your orders? So completely they are going to maintain some database. Some database they are going to maintain for each and every person. They are going to maintain one table. So in that table only the data should be stored. So whenever if you want to work with a database, we have to know so here the database like SQL, otherwise MySQL, we can call it as MySQL. So otherwise you can go to the another thing, that is NoSQL database. We have here databases are always two types we have. One is SQL databases and second one is non-SQL or NoSQL databases. So what is meant by MySQL? So SQL stands for structured query language. Nothing but each and everything we have to maintain in the tabular format. So we have to take here one table. That table contains here some data. For example, so we have to take here serial number, name and address we have to take. So that is headings. We have to store here first person, second person, third person, like that you have to store here n number of data. Here completely SQL, structure query language. We have here some structured way. So now I will show you here, just you can observe here. Internally, how the database should be, I will show you, just you can observe here. This is SQL database. So here I'm using the PHP. I will show you, just you can observe. It is loading. See here, it is showing my databases here. If I'm go to one database, for example, latest news is my database. In the latest news, I have here two tables. If I'm click on here, so latest news here, the table name, see here, we have here tabular format, serial number, data. So, and we have serial numbers and data also we have here. If I go to the another table, so like a product, you can observe here, again, we have here the tabular format. If I move to the another table, so now you can observe here, we have the table, that table contains here, see here, 0 rows, nothing but the table contains 0 data. There is no data here. So if you are moved to the another table, so in that table, maybe you will get the data also. So here you can observe, just we have here only the database only, there is no tables. So that means each and everything we have to maintain here some structured way, that is called SQL. So this is suitable for small scale applications. If you are work with a very basic application, you can just use the SQL only. So in case if I'm work with a large scale application, always in the real time scenario, application is divided into two categories: small case industries and large scale industries. So small scale application, large scale application. If you are moved to the large scale application, we can use the NoSQL database, that is called MongoDB. MongoDB we have to use. So that one also I will show you, just you can observe here. Already I have MongoDB also. I will show you, no need to worry. So how to work with all these things, I will show you. Just you can observe here how the databases we have. So we have to connect to the database. After connect to the database, we have here my database called demo. If I'm opening the demo, in the demo I have here some tables here. Actually, we can call it as here collections. If I'm opening one collection, for example, user is my collection, it is showing here 0 records. There is no data. You can observe 0 out of 0 we have. If I go to here users, now we can observe here. So 2 records we have. That 2 records we have here. Here you can observe there is no table format now. So that is the reason we can call it as it is NoSQL database. So NoSQL database is nothing but complete one object format we have. There is no table structure here. So if you are moved to the SQL, here we have the structured way and this is non-structured way. So in the backend, so if you know the React combination, if you know the React, you can just to go through the Node.js, that is backend. For Node.js, we have the framework called Express.js. For this one, we can just use some DB that is called MongoDB. If you know all these things, your profile should be like a men full stack. This is the highest ranking in the development, full stack developer. So this full stack is different ways we have actually. So if you know all these things, you can just so your profile should be like a men full stack. So Node.js is a backend to interact with the database. Which database I'm going to interact? MongoDB. Here you have to write each and everything manually. If you are using the framework, you can easily optimize your code. Optimize in the sense you can reduce your code and you can directly connect to your database and you can build any application. Like here we are doing the front end as well as back end also. So your profile should be men full stack. So in case you are going to do like this React along with Python. Your profile should be completely Python full stack developer. Your profile should be like a Python full stack developer. So you have to. In case if you are go through the Angular, so Angular plus this combination, whatever you have, the combination. So for this one, your profile should be mean stack. This is also full stack only. So everything should be same. Here Angular, here React we are using. So that is also full stack developer only. If you know the backend, you are a full stack developer. Why? Because we are handling front end as well as backend also. If you know only up to React, your profile should be UI developer. If you know only these things, your profile should be backend developer. If you know the front end backend, that is helpful in interview time also, as at the same time for career wise also, it is okay. So initially, no need to learn all these things. Why? Because we have to learn all these things at a time. It is a little bit confusion also. First, you have to go to the UI developer profile. Then you can just go to the backend also in future. So this is complete when full stack. So now you have to choose anything. So what you want? You want like a web designer only, or you want UI developer? UI developer also you want React or Angular? You can just think and let you know. And if you know complete all these modules, when full stack, that is the top rank. Okay, in the development field, that is the top rank. You can just choose anything here, and you can so decide. Okay, this is a complete overview of the UI development, when full stack, main full stack. So full stack profile we discussed now. If you know the full stack profile, 100% you will get highest packages. For example, if you know only HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, UI technologies, maybe some of the like startup companies, they are going to offer 12K to 16K. This is the range, startup companies. So for web designer, if you are moved to the MNC company, you will get 19K to, so you'll get 25K minimum you will get as a web designer. In case if you have the React combination here, so in the startups only you will get like a 16K to 25K you will get as a fresher. So here if you are moved to the MNC, 25K to 30K you will get. If your profile should be like a 4 years or 5 years experience, so you will get here, so 70K or 80K, 90K, like that you will get. So that is that much of demand we have for the React. So this is little bit difficult while learning, but if you are spend some time, you will get good career. So along with this, if you know the backend also, initially you will get 50K, 100% you will get. So that is why, because full stack developer now, both front end and back end, instead of 2 members, you are going to work like both activities. So that's why we have that much of demand. Okay, just I will share you this video and yesterday video also. You can just revise that videos. So from tomorrow onwards, we have to start our regular classes.